How's it going, everybody? This is Gray 1951, and I'm here today to do a video about a film that I saw yesterday that hopefully is playing in your local multiplex, which I like to call Monsterplex, and you might want to take a chance to see it. I'm starting to like this army shirt. I think I look good in this, so I might just wear this in all my videos, complete with the hat. And I'm going to be your cinematic soldier or something like that, which is further proof that I am completely losing my mind. Anyway, so every once in a while I do venture out of my house and I go out to see a new movie. So what I'd like to talk about is a beautiful film. It's called A Woman in Gold, all right? And I downloaded the poster so you can see it. May not be able to see it very well. Woman in Gold. And it is a film that stars Helen Mirren, Ryan Reynolds, Daniel Bruhl, Katie Holmes, Charles Dance, Elizabeth McGovern, Jonathan Pryce, directed by Simon Curtis. And it was filmed partly in the United States, the United Kingdom, and also in Austria. And it's based on a true story about a woman named Maria Altmann, who was a Jewish refugee from Austria during World War II. And she, in 1998, which is when this takes place, Mrs. Altmann tried to get some property, some very valuable art that belonged to her family that was taken by the Nazis during World War II. And she's trying to get it restored to her. There was, during this time, some of the governments of, I guess, Austria and Germany, they were trying to restore some of the things that had been stolen from the Jews during World War II and give them back to their rightful owners. So she hires a young lawyer named, let's see, what is his name? Randy Schoenberg, who is played by Ryan Reynolds, and he's a friend of the family, a young lawyer just starting out, and they go on this quest. They go back and forth from the United States to Austria, trying to regain these paintings, and especially a painting of Maria Altmann's Aunt Adele, who was painted by a very famous painter named Klimt. I think his name was Gustav Klimt. A painting which was just a family portrait, but it has now become a very iconic and important part of Austrian culture, hanging in one of their national galleries, and it's called Woman in Gold. But for her, it's a family portrait, so she wants that restored to her because it has great meaning for her, plus the fact that she wants justice for what happened to her during World War II. She was forced to leave with her husband right before the war began. Well, the war had already begun, but it was right after the Nazi occupation of Austria when their family was actually put under house arrest, and there was a soldier living in their house watching their every movement. Meanwhile, the Nazis were taking things out of the house, all of their valuables, the art, a lot of different things that belonged to them. And she was forced to leave one day at a moment's notice with absolutely nothing. She and her husband, they actually ran to the airport and managed to get out of the country. And for her to go back to Austria was a very difficult thing because she had a lot of incredibly bad memories. So I don't want to tell you too much about the plot other than that, because I would like to encourage people to see this. It's a beautiful film, very serious, very well done, very well acted. And during the summer blockbuster season, when you have a film like this, which is very quiet and very thoughtful, incredibly well written, it's very rewarding, I think. And the film, as I said, takes place in 1998, and the happenings during that contemporary time are interspersed with Maria Altmann's memories of what happened in Austria. She remembers her life. She remembers her wedding day, her life with her father, her sister, her aunt that she loved very much, that she idolized. And she also remembers how things began to change when the Nazis came into Austria and took over, and the Jews were being persecuted. And she remembers what it was like to flee and almost not make it onto that plane to get to the United States. Well, first they went to Cologne, Germany, and then they managed to get to the United States. And that was her first time back in Austria since she left under all that pressure and all that stress. So it was a very difficult and emotional time for her, but she wanted justice. And so I'm not going to tell you anymore. A lot of you may know the story since it is a true story, but it is a very beautiful film. I would like to highly recommend it. Woman in Gold, starring Helen Mirren. And if she doesn't get an Academy Award nomination for this picture, then there is no justice in the world. But we'll see what happens. So that's my recommendation. If anybody's seen this film or you'd like to say something about it, please do. Comments are always welcome. Take care.